So we kind of have a problem. I created a video a few days back and I suggested some apps that we can use for animation. And I wasn't kind of being specific because I was only talking about the PC, and that brought about a problem because people started asking me whether it works on the phone, whether it works, but they are going to solve that problem today because we are going to be talking about specific problems of animation apps and how we can work it out. Before we go on, please hit the subscribe button because I am your guy for animation tips and anything to do about animation. So let's get on with the video. So in today's video, we'll be ranking animation apps from worst to best. But that's not all we're going to be doing in today's video, because in today's video, we're going to be showing you how each animation app affects some of the popular devices we use in our today's activities. Starting ranking from Windows all the way down to your Android. So let's go. We're going to be starting with the popular and most used animation app by most professional animators, and that is Adobe Animate. Adobe Animate greatly works like on Windows and Mac OS, that is your Apple desktop or laptop. But on iPad and Android, it isn't that good. So I would prefer use it greatly on Windows and Mac OS, and I put it on an S tier because it's mostly used by professionals and they recommend it for animation. But it has a lot of tools that looks complicated for, so I won't advise it for beginner animators. And the next app is Krita. Krita isn't much of an animation app, but it has that space that it enables you to animate, and it is quite good, I would say, because I use Krita, but not for animation. I use it for my digital art, like for drawing and illustrations. But it's quite recommended because it works on Android, that's the patch version, and also works on Windows. But it doesn't work on Mac OS and iPad. It's the Apple products. If you're planning to use it on iOS, no, it doesn't work on iOS. It only works on Windows and mostly Android tablets. And I'll place it in the A tier. And next up is the most popular animation apps used by Android users, and that is Flipper Clip. That Flipper Clip, I'm going to place it on a B tier, and my reason why is because it only works on tablets. You can't use it on your desktop or your PC. It only works on, don't blame me, and it's mostly for beginners. You can't use it as a professional because it has limited tools you can use for animating, but it's really good for beginners. That's why I'm putting the B tier and not the C tier. It's my judgment, not yours. Take it as you see it. Rough Animator, I started using it in my early days of animating stickman figures and mostly bouncing balls, but it's quite a good animation app, and I'll put it on the A tier because now this one works on your iOS operating system, that is your iPads and your Mac OS. It's really good on them, and also it works on Android because I started using my phone to animate, and Rough Animator worked on it perfectly. So I'm going to put it on the A tier. Next on the list is the Clip Studio. Just as the creator, Clip Studio isn't mainly used for animating, but it has that feature which allows you to animate. And I'm going to place it on the A tier. Why? Because it works on Windows and also on Mac OS, but not on your Android. Clip Studio doesn't work on your Android, but it works on Windows and Mac OS, and it also gives a lot of free tools you can use. It helps you to arrange your animation or whatever you're doing in a very organized way. So that's why I'm placing on the A tier. It's not really easy for all these animation apps to get on the S tier, because for you to be on S tier, you have to be perfect. And the next one I'm going to be talking about is the 3D animation app, and that is Blender. Blender, I'm going to put it on an S tier because it works on Windows and your Mac OS. Not sure whether it works on an iPad, but it works on your Windows and Mac OS, that's your PC and desktop. And don't get me wrong, it also works for 2D animation, but it's highly recommended for 3D animation, and it's works very efficiently, doesn't lag, no bugs, and it's smooth when you're working with it. So I'm going to put it on the S tier. And now Open Tunes. Open Tunes, when I got my laptop and my drawing tablets for the first time, I started using Open Tunes to animate, and I found out there are a lot of problems with the Open Tools. It's free, yes, all the tools there are free, but it's quite buggy. It crashes a lot, mostly on iPads and Mac OS. It crashes very well on them, but it's free. At least you get it for free, but it isn't advisable if you want to be running having smooth animations, because it lags a lot and it crashes a lot. And I'm going to put that on a B tier because of that. And the last animation app we are going to be talking about today is the Pencil 2D. It was supposed to be on the B tier, but I'm going to put it on A tier. Why? Because I have experienced Pencil 2D, and I would say it's quite nice because it's free and runs smooth on your Windows and also on your Mac OS. It isn't available on the Android and iPad, but if you're using a PC or desktop, you can be using Pencil 2D. The tools that are available there aren't much, but it's enough for you to run your standard animations because it has available tools that help in camera movements and things like that. And since I'm using it, I'm still going to put it on the A tier because it's quite nice, but not good enough to end up on the S tier. And if you want to watch more of my videos, please subscribe and watch out for the next video, which is day 3 on learning animation from
All
scratch.
my fellas.